Alright guys, we back. CWWS. We're basically doing some prep work to bring this 2007 original iMac up to speed. And how we're doing that is we brought out our old copy of Snow Leopard, and that's our launching pad to get into the newer OSs like El Capitan. Not only that, we got our new premium SSD, which is an ADATA 1TB SU800. And what we're gonna do with that, hopefully, is just do a fresh install while we have the old one up and running. So this is all prep work, guys. We're just getting ready to bring this beast back into the fray, and hopefully it goes as planned. I think I tried to do this before and I was an idiot and I completely put the SSD in first, but I think you gotta kind of have everything going while this is still going. Like, that's how you do the new install on the new drive, and then you can swap the drive and it should go a lot smoother. So that's what we're gonna do this time. Wish me luck. So far so good. We have the install starting, and this is going back to old school time speeds. It's going to be 45 minutes, and then I think we can just basically download the installer and run it like off the internet, I believe, or you might have to create a bootable USB. We'll check it out, and then we'll get this guy going, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so we have Snow Leopard installed, and we're gonna reboot, and I think we actually need to upgrade our RAM now because we only have 1 gig of RAM installed here, and that will not allow us to run El Capitan. So we're gonna step it up, install some more RAM. Okay, there we go. We got Chrome installed. We gotta shut down. So this is where they keep the RAM, guys, and as you can see, we only have 1 stick in there, and it's only got 1 gigabyte, so that's gonna be trouble for El Capitan install. We're gonna have to swap that out, throw in 4 gigs DDR2. That's what we got, and that's actually pretty weird pulling that out with those weird little plastic tabs. That is not a fun process, and I can see those snapping sometime in the future. But yeah, what do we got? What is it? Hynix 1 gigabyte bare minimum original RAM. We're swapping that out for 2 2s for a total of 4, you know, 2 each to make 4. This was I got for 20 bucks. So we're gonna throw in 4 gigs, which is the official supported amount of RAM you can have, and what we'll need for El Capitan, and go from there. There, now you can see, guys, we've got 2 sticks, 2 each, total of 4 gigabytes. We basically quadrupled our memory, and now we're just gonna set it back up, get it plugged in, and basically check out what we can do with El Capitan. Alright guys, we had a little bit of run in there. It turns out 4 gigs did not work because I believe it's 800 megahertz RAM. It didn't boot. I think it needs a 667 megahertz stick of RAM to kind of allow it to boot. And hopefully we should see 3 gigabytes. That's the best we could do with the setup, unless we get 2 gigabyte sticks of 667 hertz RAM. So we did get in here. That's good. I love that background, guys. That's one of my favorite backgrounds of all time. I remember it made me want a Mac so bad, and then my mom ended up getting it. Check out the memory. Boom. 3 gigabytes, just enough for El Capitan. It's a little bit sluggish. We're downloading El Capitan. Oh, 5 gigabyte download. It's gonna take a moment, but we should be able to get up to El Capitan, and then from there we can actually get this guy installed. Pop El Capitan on here and then install this to that computer. Hopefully that's how it works. Alright guys, so now that we have the RAM and we have the latest version of Snow Leopard, we have installed or begun install on El Capitan. Just baby steps. That's how you got to do it. Slowly, one at a time. A lot of requirements to be met, but that's not where we're going to end. Alright guys, so I left it installing and it looks like it's different. Let's see. I'm not liking this load time. Hopefully this is just because it's our first time logging in to supposed El Capitan. We're gonna check the version. It should be 10.11, I believe. This is really taking a long time to log in. This is the farthest officially that this Mac can support. The original aluminum 2007 iMac went as far as El Capitan. We had to boost the RAM for that. The original 1 gig wouldn't cut it, but we popped in an extra 2, so now we've got 3. And it has to be 667 RAM, or at least one stick has to be 667 megahertz. Here we go. Ooh, we're getting treated to a setup screen. Yes. El Capitan, boys. That is a beautiful summit. I love the way that sun is reaching over and just kissing those cliffs. Version 10.11 something. It's definitely taking its time though. We're gonna have to juice up that RAM. We're gonna have to pop in that SSD, and we're gonna have to upgrade that processor. 10.11.6. So this is as far as we can go without getting into the internals, but this is exactly what I wanted. And now I've already installed the SSD in this external hard drive. We're gonna plug this in and try and boot this operating system onto this SSD, and then once we switch, hopefully it will just be nice and jive and be able to flip over to the SSD with no trouble. So that's the next step. And already not a good sign, but this might be the way things go on a Mac. Disk isn't recognized. It may have to be formatted first, so I'm just gonna leave that until we try rebooting into basically like safe mode, recovery mode, whatever you call it. But we're just checking for updates. We're gonna bring El Capitan all the way up as high as we can go, hopefully, and update everything that needs to be updated. Before we get into trying to do the SSD, I guess I'll eject this for now. And hopefully it's just a matter of formatting it for the proper Mac format. Fingers crossed. There was a Wi-Fi update that we could do to bring like the Wi-Fi up. Better Wi-Fi is a big plus with these because they're all-in-one computers. Literally place it anywhere and it just has internet access. But I don't know, like you got to start adding in antennas, and I don't know where to route them. The original Wi-Fi that's in here, it just has 2 antennas, and I think the updated Wi-Fi you got to basically add an extra 2 antennas somewhere. Maybe you could just tuck them kind of wherever, but I might want to read in a little more about that before I start messing with it. It is also a Bluetooth update, which is pretty good. You get the latest, or at least Bluetooth 4, I think, which is, I don't know, it's quicker. Maybe it's better for streaming or the phones or something like that. I don't know. So I'm just happy we got El Capitan up and running, and we're basically going to have to bring it up to speed with all the updates. So guys, it's a process, but one step at a time. We are now installing, I think, up to the latest version of El Capitan. Once we get that, we can hopefully try out the SSD, get that booted on a restart, bring back this 2007 original aluminum iMac. We're running El Capitan from 2015, so almost 10 years of updates. Incredible. And it's not snappy. It's definitely takes a while to kind of start up. Hopefully the SSD will help out with that. But kind of clicking around, jumping on Safari and going through the App Store, it's not too bad. Like, you're not going to be doing like 50 megapixel photo editing or editing 4K or nothing. But to kind of just jump on and have this as like your morning computer, just to kind of check out the news and check your emails, surf around a little bit. I didn't really try YouTube yet. I got to try out some YouTube. Like, we got the best internet in town, but we'll see if this can still hold up. Surprisingly, a lot of people online, you know, said for the basic tasks, it can, and it does. So $50, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful all-in-one computer. It's not a touchscreen, but look at this. I picked up this keyboard. This was like $10 used, and I'm not rocking the Mac mouse right now, but I have that as well. We're rocking the World of Warcraft mouse, but I do have the Mac mouse. Just gonna kind of throw this in a corner somewhere and just have this, you know, kind of retro PC, or not even a PC, with this retro computer up and going. And I'm so happy. I've always loved Macs. I think in another life I was a Mac user, you know, exclusively, but I used them through school, and you know, those were the original like eye candy ones back in 2000, 2001. And I kind of liked them then. They were cute. I guess they were, you know, good for teens. But as soon as they went like, I guess they went all white after, which was pretty sleek back then too. But when it went aluminum, that's when I knew like these guys were cutting edge. And they're still kind of in that era, that aluminum era, you know, be it gold, bronze, or silver. But it's interesting to see where they're going to go next. I've always been impressed. No one liked the garbage can design. They said it was garbage. You know, at least it was unique. I thought it kind of stood out, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that either. like the round computer. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen next. I think they're gonna go, and they did the Mac Mini too, which is a nice kind of like simple little design. But I think there's gotta be something around the corner. They can't stick with this design forever. It's been going on for over 10 years now. So I'm always interested to see what they're gonna do next. Design has always been their strong suit, so we'll see. We are back, guys, and we're gonna have to agree again, I guess, to get in El Capitan. We're gonna put it this time on the newly formatted SSD we've called IMac 2021, and we're gonna install there. No wonder they called their OSs like after these summits. It feels like you're scaling them just to get to the damn goal. Oh, I gotta sign in here. Are you kidding me? You gotta sign in. Oh, what? It's Emperor. What? No. No. It won't let me do it. Temporarily unavailable. That is ludicrous. What is going on? It's never the easy way, huh? And we had trouble yet again. Only forks in the road. We take another path, and this time we are creating an external bootable USB device. So we're copying the files right now. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, but it seems like it's doing its thing. And then we're gonna just have to go for it and erase everything we did, and delete the drive. We don't want this drive anyway, so we're starting fresh from a fresh SSD, and we're gonna pray that this bootable USB OS is gonna take and launch us on our journey of reviving the Mac. Alright guys, so now we're trying to get into make sure we are allowed to boot from external media. It's a safety precaution. I just want to make sure that that's set so our USB installer will work. And you can see the progress bar just really kind of taking its time. This is the kind of result of a spinning hard drive, and why most computers are considered slow or old. A lot of computers, if you just swap it to an SSD, which I've been doing in my laptops, it's really like night and day. Those are booting up in about 20-30 seconds now. And you can see here, like, this is like a solid minute, maybe a minute and a half. So it's worth it. It can revitalize and breathe new life into an old system just by swapping to an SSD. And they're coming down in price. They really kind of did hold their value, and I guess that's because so many older systems could receive such a benefit, so they commanded that higher price. But a terabyte is essentially $100. I'd say by the end of the year, 1 terabyte is going to be $100. Unlike kind of like the mid to lower range SSDs, but yeah, I think it's an easy little fix. It's a great little fix, and it's usually pretty easy to get to those hard drives and take them out and swap them out. So let's get into the OS utility and then make sure we allow for external booting options. Alright guys, I'm so happy we made it past that loop, I guess, that was holding us back. It kept saying that software was no longer available, and because we created the external OS boot through the USB, and now we've plugged in our SSD, we were able to bypass that and ignore that error. It seems to be going, everything is normal. So we're gonna have the OS now on the SSD, and then we can easily take out, hopefully, the old hard drive from the Mac computer, swap in the SSD, and go from there. And we will have incredible load time speeds. So as we continue on, OS El Capitan install original 2007 iMac. Love it. Alright guys, so now that we've got El Capitan OS installed on our SSD, we're booting up for the first time since, and I think we basically ready for the swap at this point. So we're gonna dive into opening up the computer and try to basically get everything swapped. And what we're gonna swap is the hard drive, the 250 regular original hard drive for the 1 terabyte SSD, as well as our chip. We're gonna change out, I think it's a 7300, and we're gonna basically swap it for a T9300. That's a nice little boost. I think that's like a 25% boost.